What's up, AnimeBallZ fans? Ray here with another exciting episode of What's New Japan. Looking forward to the anime of tomorrow that comes out today in Japan. And the animes don't really come out today, they come out in a few months. Anyway, that train wreck of an introduction aside, let me get down to details. What is What's New Japan? Well, What's New Japan is where I tell you about the animes that are coming out in Japan over the next couple of months, and hopefully you'll find one or two, or maybe even all three of them, interesting enough that you'll keep an eye on your local anime retailer, and when it finally gets released in your country, you'll decide to actually give it a proper look. But for now, let's just talk about the animes. First anime I have on my list for you today is an anime called Natsuyuki Rendezvous. Now, this sounds really interesting because it has a premise that I don't think has ever actually been fully used in an anime, and I'm really excited to see how this goes. The plot synopsis is thus. Ryosuke works part-time as a florist. He has bad eyesight, a pure heart, and a secret crush on the store manager, Roka. Unfortunately for him, Roka swore off love 8 years ago. But when Ryosuke goes up to her apartment on the second floor, he runs into a good-looking half-naked man. At first upset, he learns that this isn't Roka's live-in boyfriend. He's the ghost of her late husband, Atsushi. She can't see him, and Ryosuke decides not to give up on her, even with a dead husband standing in the way. Will Ryosuke find true love? Will his eyesight ever get better? And what's this about a half-naked man? You'll have to watch the anime to find out. But it sounds really interesting. The next thing on my list is the second half of an anime I was talking about back in What's New Japan episode 8. What's the anime, you ask? Well, it's the Rurouni Kenshin OVA, entitled Rurouni Kenshin Shin Kyoto Hen. Now, for those of you who can't remember back to What's New Japan episode 8, let me give you a quick rundown of what the actual plot of the OVA is about. It's told from the perspective of a character named Masaru Makamashi. Yes, that's it, sorry. Masaru Makamashi. And this alternative retelling of the Kyoto arc chronicles the events of the wandering swordsman Kenshin Himura and his quest in putting a stop to the evil Makoto Shishiro and his plot to take over Japan. Probably one of the more exciting arcs in Rurouni Kenshin, and definitely an awesome OVA. I do highly recommend that people go watch this one. So far there have only been 2 halves of it released, and I'm pretty sure that this will be the closing of the OVA, so definitely go check it out. It looks absolutely awesome. The final thing I have for you on my list this week is a Code Geass OVA entitled Code Geass Nunnally in Wonderland. Now, I haven't actually been able to find much about this series online, but I'm pretty sure that some of my friends who are really big Code Geass fans would know everything about it. What I have been able to find is that it's an all-new story, and Lelouch makes the ultimate use of his Geass power for his little sister Nunnally, who loves Alice in Wonderland. Now, I'm no college graduate, but I'm pretty sure that just from the title, everyone can pretty much fill in the blanks on what is going to be happening during this OVA. The only real question that remains in my mind is which characters are going to be cameoing as which parts in Wonderland, really. Now, there have been plenty of animes which have done a episode revolved around Wonderland, and there's nothing wrong with it. It just kind of gets to me a bit that they keep doing Wonderland, where you could go off and do other well-known children's stories and whatnot, but here is not the place to be talking about this, so I'm just going to quietly recommend that you go see this. I know a handful of my friends will be going to see it just because it's Code Geass, but yeah, definitely go see it. Hopefully it's something that you enjoy. The final thing I have to talk to you about this week is the impending monolith known as Oz Comic Con in Melbourne on the dates of June 30th to July 1st. Now, there are going to be 3 major name voice actors at Oz Comic Con, and they are Christopher Sabat, Tob Haberkorn, and Eric Vale. Now, I've actually done my research this week, so Criddle doesn't have a chance to yell at me, and I've actually gone through and I found a lot of their really big name voicing roles, I guess you would say. And so I'm just going to list a couple of names that these people have played. So first off, we'll start with Christopher Sabat. Well, you might know him as General Cross from D. Greyman. Any of the following characters from the Dragon Ball series, that being Vegeta, Piccolo, Yamcha, Kami, Korin, Shenron, Raccoon, Berta, Jace, Zarbon. Yeah, he's done a lot in Dragon Ball. He's Elfman from Fairy Tail, Ayami from Fruits Basket, Alex Lewis Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Roanoa Zoro from One Piece, Kurogane from Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles, or for those old school anime fans out there, Kazama Kurabara from Yu Yu Hakusho. Now, if you don't know any of those animes, well, I'm first of all going to recommend that you sit down and marathon all of them, because they were all really good animes. And if you have happened to see any of them, and you know that voice actor, well then come down and actually meet him, get his autograph, shake his hand, get a photo with him. I'm sure he'd be more than happy to pose for a photo with you, especially if you're dressed up as a character that he has voice acted. Anyway, moving on, next up is Todd Hapakorn. You probably know him from such animes as Fairy Tail, where he voiced Natsu, D. Greyman, where he voiced Alan Walker, One Piece, where he voiced Koza, Ouran High School Host Club, where he voiced Hikaru, or Soul Eater, where he voiced Death the Kid. Now, again, you should have heard of at least one of those animes. But, again, if you haven't, marathon them. They're all really good. Well, except for Ouran. I'm pretty sure that Criddle would disagree with me on that one. Finally, as I said earlier, is Eric Vale. Only a few roles for him. You probably know him as Trunks from Dragon Ball. Well, Dragon Ball Z, rather. Sanji from One Piece. Or... well, actually, no, that's pretty much all he's really known for. Oh, right, he was Leo in Fairy Tail as well. Yeah, can't forget the Fairy Tail. But yeah, they're going to be in Melbourne. What are the dates again? Well, the dates are June 30th and July 1st, so make sure you come down. AnimeBallZ is going to be there. Some other unimportant guests are going to be there, including some guy that created some well-known comics. I don't know who the hell he is. But make sure you come down and have a great time. We hope to see you there. Anyway, that's all I've got for you this week. My name's Ray. This has been another episode of What's New Japan. Catch you on the flip side.